This is 10.2 surface area of pyramids and cones, algebra review, and application and extension. Starting with the first algebra review, we have 4 minus 8n is greater than 6 minus 5 times the quantity of 5n minus 3. We're going to start by subtracting 6 from both sides. That gets us negative 2 minus 8n is greater than negative 5 times the quantity of 5n minus 3. Next, we're going to distribute the negative 5. That gets us negative 2 minus 8n is greater than negative 25n plus 15. Then we're going to add 25n to both sides. And that gets us negative 2 plus 17n is greater than 15. Then we're going to add 2 to both sides. That gets us 17n is greater than 17. Then we're going to divide by 17 on both sides. And that gets us n is greater than 1. Next algebra review, we have 5b plus 12 is less than 4 times the quantity of b plus 4. We're going to start by distributing the 4. So we get 5b plus 12 is less than 4b plus 16. We're going to subtract 4b from both sides. That gets us b plus 12 is less than 16. We're going to subtract 12 from both sides. And that gets us b is less than 4. Next algebra review says write the equation of the line for the following graph. That answer is y is equal to negative 3/4 x minus 1. Next one, factor completely. We have 12n squared plus 117n plus 168. First, we're going to take out a 3, so divide everything by 3. We get 3 times the quantity of 4n squared plus 39n plus 56. Then we're going to factor that, and we get 3 times the quantity of 4n plus 7 times the quantity of n plus 8. Next one, factor completely. We have 4k squared minus 25. They're both perfect squares, so we have 2k minus 5 times 2k plus 5. Next one says solve by graphing. Start at -3. We go down 5 to the right 1. Connect those points. First line. The second line, we start at +3. Go down 5 to the right 1. Connect those lines, those dots. They had the same slope, so there's no solution. Next one says find the surface area to the nearest tenth. So our surface area is equal to 1/2 the perimeter times the lateral height, and then we have plus side squared. Fill in our information. We have 1/2. Our perimeter is 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, so 3 times 4, which is 12. We don't have our L, so we have to find it. We draw our triangle. We have 1.5 on the bottom, 4 on the side. L is the diagonal. So we want to do 1.5 squared plus 4 squared is equal to L squared. We get that our L is equal to 4.3. So 4.3 plus our side, which is 3 squared. Simplify, we get 25.8 plus 9. Which gets us to 34.8 miles squared. Next one, we have a cone has a surface area of 65 pi inches squared and a slant height of 8. What is the radius of the cone? So we're going to have our surface area is equal to pi times r times our slant height plus pi r squared. Fill in the information we have. So we have 65 pi is equal to pi r times 8 plus pi r squared. And everything to one side. So we have pi r squared plus 8 pi r plus 65 pi is equal to 0. Factor out a pi. So we have r squared plus 8r should be minus 65 minus 65 equal to 0. Factor, we have r plus 13 times r minus 5. Set each piece equal to 0. We get r is equal to negative 13 and r is equal to 5, and it has to be positive. That was number 2. Okay, number 3, we have a shape and we're told to draw the shape separately. So we have a cylinder and a cone. We know that the radius of the cylinder is 5 and the height is 6. And the height of the cone is 12. So we want to take the surface area of the first one minus one of the bases, and we want to add it to the lateral area of the other, because we do not need the shaded part of either picture. So that means we have 2 pi rh plus 2 pi r squared plus pi rl. Don't need the 2 here because we only need one of the base. We're going to take away that 2. Fill in the information we have. We have 2 pi times 5 times 6 plus pi times 5 squared plus pi times 5. We need to find the L. Height is 12. Our radius is 5. So we're going to do 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to L squared. So L is equal to 13. Simplify everything, we get 60 pi plus 25 pi plus 65 pi. Add all those together, we get 150 pi. And it wants our answer to the nearest whole number, so that's 471 feet squared. Next one, number 4, same idea. Number 4, we have a pyramid. And we have a prism. Our height in our pyramid is 2. And then we have our other measurements. Again, we don't need the bottom of our pyramid or the top of our prism. So that means we have the lateral area plus the surface area minus one of those bases. So we have 1/2 PL plus PH plus 2B, but we only need one of the B's. Fill in the information we have. 1/2. Our perimeter is 8. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Find our L. We need one of our mini triangles again. One, 2, L. So we have 1 squared plus 2 squared is equal to L squared. So that makes our L equal to 2.2. Continue filling in our information. Our perimeter again is 8. Our height is 4. Then the area of our base is 2 times 2, which is 4. Simplify all that. We have 8.8 plus 32 plus 4. Which gives us 44.8, but we need to the nearest whole number. So that's 45 meters squared. Okay, next one, number 5. Very similar to the ones that we just did. We have a cylinder and a cone. And the information regarding both. And again, we're not going to need certain parts of the pictures. So we're going to have the surface area minus one of the bases plus the lateral area. So we have 2 pi RH plus, it should be 2 pi r squared, but remember we get rid of that 2, plus pi r L L in our information. We have 2 pi times 10 times 20 plus pi times 10 squared plus pi times 10 plus we need to find what L is. So we need to make our triangle. Ten, 30 L, so we have 10 squared plus 30 squared is equal to L squared. So L is going to equal 31.6. Continue on, we have 400 pi plus 100 pi plus 316 pi which gets us to 816 pi, and to the nearest whole number is 2,564 feet squared. Part B, we're going to take the total area and divide it by 200 to find out how many buckets. So again, total area divided by 200 is going to equal the number of buckets. So that means we're taking the 2,564, dividing it by 200 to get about 13 buckets.